This is a little quick story about a lady named Ruby Vaughn and a lady named Ruby Hunter. And I knew both of these ladies well. And both of these ladies were fine, fine people. So were their husbands. Ruby Vaughn's husband passed. And just a few weeks later, I ended up going to see Ruby Vaughn in a mental institution. And visiting with Ruby Vaughn there. And praying for her there. And Ruby Vaughn said that once her husband passed, she had nothing to live for. That was it. And she didn't care if she died. And I talked to her, Ruby, you got children, you got grandchildren, and I tried to put all these things out there that, this is why you should live. And she just sat there. Well, Ruby Hunter and her husband also did everything together. If you saw one getting groceries, the other one was getting groceries. If one was in the fishing boat, both of them was in the fishing boat. If he was in the workshop, she was out at the workshop helping him, or either she was in the house fixing lunch for him. And when Matthew got sick with this lung disease and pretty much death was coming, I think they call it asbestosis, and at that time they couldn't do anything about it, and he was way up in age. People all around the church and the community and the family said this: when Matthew dies, Ruby won't live 2 weeks. They just that much attached. They just that much in love with each other after over 50 years of marriage. Well, Matthew did die. And I was one of the ones that said that. Let me admit that to you this morning. Because I've seen that happen. So I said that. Well, Matthew died, and Miss Hunter mourned. I sat right next to her during the funeral and watched her cry as they did the services in Matthew. And I thought that same thing then. I said, this lady probably going down the same road as Ruby Vaughn. Maybe worse. I don't know. Well, let me tell you this. After a while, I started watching Ruby Hunter, and she was getting more involved in the church. She started going on these seniors trips, visiting people that were sick. 2 of her children were having a real hard time with the death of their father. And who stepped up? Ruby. She said this: listen, children, your daddy and I had a great marriage. We were married over 50 years. And we loved each other greatly. But Daddy's gone. And he wouldn't want y'all acting like this. And he wouldn't want me acting like that. Daddy wants me to continue serving God. And it was then that I realized, while Ruby Vaughn and her husband were more codependent on each other, Ruby and Matthew Hunter were codependent on God. Their life had been centered on God. And God brought her through. And Ruby lived, I think, maybe 15, 20 years after that, and she was going strong till she couldn't go, and they ended up putting Miss Ruby in a nursing home. Well, the point is, people that come through these dramatic situations are the people that God is with them, and they are with God.